Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Edge Market Update for the week ending March 31st. And today we had the Planting Intentions and Quarterly Stocks report. And this report is pretty typically pretty volatile, but we ended up not being as volatile as usual here. Corn came in at 91.9 million acres estimated for 2023, which was a bearish number. It was about a million acres over what the USDA had, or the trade expectations were. And then soybeans, we had a bullish number come in. They reduced estimated acres by about 700,000, so they came in at 87.5 million acres. For ending stocks, they were both reduced for corn and soybeans, so we saw some bullish reaction out of old crop corn and beans. But we'll go ahead and start here with the May 23 soybean chart. And as you can see, we rallied above that 1476 line today after the report and actually touched the descending trend line back from the February high at 1549. And so we tested it, did not close above it. So as long as we're in this range, that $15 is a pretty good price yet based off of where we were about less than 2 weeks ago at 1405. So that's a good price. If we do manage to break above this trend line, the next resistance would be that 1538 level or about 1550. So potentially a good time to be making old crop sales if you still have any. Support is now that 1477 level. We are gaining strength back in the market here. Money flows are very overbought in the short term. Long-term momentum is still negative, but we are kind of curling back higher towards a more neutral position. Moving on to new crop beans, we did see a rally as well today, so it was good to see a close over that 1303 level. But we need to get above this 1330 level. We tested higher, but we closed under at the 20-day moving average. So moving forward, I would like to see a daily close above 1330 and get us back into this range where we have a descending trend line where resistance is now in the mid 1370s. And then hopefully that would act as support. But again, if we cannot get up there, we still have the potential to maybe test that 1303 area. If that fails, obviously we have our long-term low now at 1247. But for new crop targets, I'm looking here up in this 1380 area. If we could potentially break above, $14 would look pretty nice as well. Moving on to old crop corn. We also broke above that 650 level and closed higher today. So we are on our way back up towards this descending trend line of that bull flag. That resistance is at about 675 now. So potentially if that does test, if you have some old crop corn, might be a good time to sell some. Or if you want to hold it, maybe buy a put option, but to protect that price. So support is now 648, and then below that would be the bottom channel of our bull flag there. We are getting strength back and actually getting fairly overbought on these strength indicators. Money flows are also extremely overbought in the short term, and then long-term momentum is curling back higher towards a neutral position. So that was, we had some good follow through today after the quarterly stocks report was released. And then to finish up with new crop corn, we still have our descending trend line here. Corn did not trade or close above 570 today. I was hoping it would to put us back in this range between that descending trend line and 570 acting as support. We did have a more bearish number on acres for this year, so that is something to consider, but hopefully can get above that 570 level to potentially test 585 or to 590, where I would consider maybe some new crop sales targets. And then obviously anything above $6 to that 613 range would be ideal as well. But 547 is still support from this recent move in March. We did have a ton of volume in corn today, so it'll be interesting to see how the trade reacts next week. In regards to technicals, we are fairly neutral on strength here. money flows have peaked, so we will see if these do correct all the way back down. Just time will tell depending on how the trade reacts next week. Long-term momentum is still negative after the recent sell-off, but we are working our way back towards a neutral position, which is positive. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you for watching and have a good weekend.